My name is Jon Miles, and I've lived in Tucson for, since I was a youngster, over 60 years. And this house, my parents bought this house we're in right now, like 61 years ago, and my siblings and I inherited it. But my story is, today is Armistice Day, Veterans Day, and I was drafted into the Army in the mid-60s, served 2 years, was in the field artillery, and I was in Fort Polk, Louisiana, Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and then I went to South Vietnam. So I survived the whole thing, and I guess it was in the 80s, I was involved in, Latin American issues, fighting or arguing and fighting against U.S. involvement in Latin America, particularly Chile, and El Salvador, Nicaragua. So there was a retired Army colonel who was also very active. He helped a lot at the soup kitchen. He said there's a group forming nationwide, and it's called Veterans for Peace. So he knew I was a veteran, so he asked if I would like to be a part of it, and I said definitely. So I was one of several people, and I was a charter member. We chartered our local chapter, and I'm still in it to this day. And we participate, we used to participate, I should say, before COVID, in the parade, the Veterans Day parade, and we had our Veterans for Peace banners, and we had a huge banner that says, "War is insanity, abolish war." And our response that we got from the people watching the parade was just fantastic. So we felt we did this every year. We felt we had to get the message out, and we would go to schools and speak to classes, university, high school, middle school, about the human and economic costs of war. I'm not as active as I was before, because during my service in Vietnam, I was exposed to Agent Orange. So later on in life, I was been getting my health care at the VA, which is just great, So it turned out I had lung cancer. So I had taken some photos, or initially when I was in Vietnam, I was in the artillery, towed artillery, 105 howitzers, and we would go off on these missions. We backed up the infantry, and we went to this one area that was basically, the leaves were still on the trees around there, but they were all brown. So I thought, wow, this is strange, So the next time we went there, I took my camera with me, and I took photos of everything. And I still had those photos after all these years. So, and I'd already been part of the Agent Orange registry. So I went, and I filed a claim, to get a claim, and I had my interview at the VA hospital. And I was loaded for bear. I had my photos, and I talked with this doctor for probably an hour and a half or so. And I he didn't have to show him the photo, because he said, or the photos, because he said there's a criteria of 5 that you have to meet to qualify for benefits. And he said, and basically you just have to qualify for 1 to be eligible. But then they have my medical records too, because they had done a biopsy on my lung and found out I had a certain type of cancer that was caused by Agent Orange. So I got it. I got that benefit almost like that, which is almost unheard of. But here I was ready for a fight with with my photos, and he didn't even want to see them. I had friends that got killed in Vietnam that died right there. I never had them die in my arms, but they were there. When I was there when it happened, So it means something to me personally. And then today, Veterans Day, I don't call it Veterans Day, I call it Armistice Day, because that's the initial purpose of it, and somehow they made it into Veterans Day. It's okay to honor veterans, but not the wars. You know, it's to be against war, that there's other ways to use diplomacy. And when you look at veterans, veterans have experienced, you know, firsthand the costs of war, not only the physical costs of war, but also the economic cost of war. So, but I think it's exciting times, but it's scary times too. So I just think you gotta light a fire.